Good morning, children. Today we will have a new lesson, and the title of the lesson is A Truly Beautiful Mind. Dear children, what do you mean by the title A Truly Beautiful Mind? Can anybody guess? Truly means really, beautiful, mind. It means a person who is very intelligent or a genius mind. So, here in this lesson, we will learn about Albert Einstein, the great physicist that everybody knows. He is so very famous as a physicist, though he was very much gifted in mathematics when he was studying, but later on he became a great physicist. So, before we start, let us read the introduction. All of you take page number 40 of your textbook. This is the fourth lesson from your prose text. Okay, children, take, sorry, I said 40, actually 46, page number 46. A truly beautiful mind. And before you read, let us discuss the introduction here. Who do you think of when you hear the word genius? Who is a genius? What qualities do you think a genius has? A highly intellectual fellow is called a genius, okay? So here it is, the reference is given to Albert Einstein. We shall now read about a young German civil servant who took the world by storm about 100 years ago. In the summer of 1905, the 26-year-old published in quick succession, means one after the other, 4 groundbreaking papers, very important papers. Groundbreak means very important papers about light, the motion of particles, the electrodynamics of moving bodies, and energy. So, dear children, you also try to recall these 4 groundbreaking papers. Okay, so let us underline and learn. Okay, which are the 4 groundbreaking papers about light, motion of particles, the electrodynamic of moving bodies, and energy. So, dear children, try to recall about light, the motion of particles, the electrodynamic of moving bodies, and energy. These are the 4 groundbreaking papers published by Albert Einstein when he was at the age of 26. Okay. His work took up only a few pages in scientific journals, but changed forever our understanding of space, time, and the entire cosmos, and transformed the name Einstein into a synonym for genius. That is why this genius is a synonym for Albert Einstein. 50 years after his death, Albert Einstein's genius still reigns. Even now, his genius controls the world, reigns the world. So let us learn about Albert Einstein today, where he was born, how as a young small boy he behaved, how as a young man he behaved, and how as a scientist he served the nation, and finally how did he die. Okay, children, ready? Yes. Albert Einstein was born on 14th March 1879 in the German city of Ulm without any indication, means sign, that he was destined for greatness. What do you mean by destined? Intended by fate. All of you write down. Intended by fate. INTENDED. Intended by fate. For greatness, on the contrary, on the opposite, his mother thought Albert was a freak. To her, his head seemed much too large. So when he was born, on 14th March 1879, his mother thought he was a freak. What is a freak? Word meaning is given here. A word disapprovingly about a person unusual and doesn't behave or look or think like others. Okay, a strange one. So his head was very big. So his mother thought he was a freak. Okay, children. So question is, where was he born? Or when was he born? This written here, okay. When was he born? 14 March 1879. Where was he born? German city of Ulm. And without a sign that he would one day become very great or famous. And on the contrary, his mother thought he was a freak, a very strange person, behaving in a different way. And his head was very big. Okay, shall we continue? Yeah. Next paragraph. At the age of 2.5, Einstein still wasn't talking. That's very important. Generally, children talk when they are 8 months old or 9 months old, 8 months onwards. Especially girls, they talk from 8 months onwards, but generally boys, they start talking after 1 year. But in the case of Albert Einstein, even after 2.5 years old, he did not start talking. When he finally did learn to speak, he uttered everything twice. That is his style. He would talk, for example, mother, mother, father, father. Like that he would talk, he would utter each word twice. Einstein did not know what to do with the other children, and his playmates called him Brother Boring. So here is a question, why did his friends call him Brother Boring? Because he will not mingle with other boys very easily, or he did not know what to do with other children, so people would call him Brother Boring. So the youngster played by himself much of the time. So he would not mingle with other children, he would play by himself. And he especially loved mechanical toys. That you underline. He loved mechanical toys. Looking at his newborn sister Maja. Who is Maja? His newborn sister. So when he got his newborn sister Maja, he asked his mother, fine, but where are her wheels? Because he always used to play with mechanical toys. So when a new sister was born to him, he asked, what strange question did he ask? But where are her wheels? So that is what Albert Einstein at a young stage, or when he was a small boy. So in between there is a paragraph given. Let us read that one. Okay. Otto Negeber, the historian of ancient mathematics, told a story about the boy Einstein that he characterizes as a legend, a history, but that seems fairly authentic. As he was late talker, his parents were worried. At last, at the supper table one night, he broke his silence to say, "The soup is too hot." Greatly relieved, his parents asked why he had never said a word before. Albert replied, because up to now everything was in order. So this boy, there is a real incident happened in the life of Albert Einstein. So he was a late talker, okay. So one day, when all were taking supper, means night food, suddenly the boy asked, what did he ask? What did he say? The soup is too hot. And parents were very relieved. Yes, my son can talk. And they asked, why you did not start talking earlier? Then he said, because by that time everything was in order. So generally small children start talking by the word amma or mother, then father, then sister, like that order. Okay. But here he spoke one full sentence. That is what the credit of Albert Einstein. So what is the first dialogue he made? The soup is too hot. So that is one of the incident in his life. So shall we continue? Yeah, third paragraph. A headmaster once told his father that what Einstein chose as a profession wouldn't matter because he will never make a success at anything. So dear children, once a headmaster told his parent, what did the headmaster say? Let him choose any subject. It doesn't make a matter. Why? he will never make a success at anything. You see how foolish the headmaster was proved. Later on, Albert Einstein became very famous. So we should not underestimate any child or anybody in the world. Einstein began learning to play the violin at the age of 6. So what did he start learning at the age of 6? Violin. And who preferred that he should learn violin? His mother. Because his mother wanted him to, he later became a gifted amateur violinist. What do you mean by amateur? Doing something for personal enjoyment rather than as a profession is called amateur. So what is the opposite of amateur? Professional. For example, I am a professional teacher. I take my salary for teaching you. But if I teach you without taking salary or for my personal interest, then I can be called as an amateur teacher. But I am a professional teacher now. Is it clear for all children? Shall we continue for 4th paragraph? Yeah. But Albert Einstein was not a bad people. What a people? Disciple, child, student. He went to high school in Munich, where Einstein's family had moved when he was 15 months old and scored good marks in almost every subject. Einstein hated the school regimentation. The strict discipline of a school is called regimentation. So who disliked the regimentation of that school? Albert Einstein. And often clashed with teachers. At the age of 15, Einstein felt so stifled. What is stifled? Unable to breathe properly. That he left the school for good. So why did Albert Einstein leave the school? Because he was so stifled. He did not like the strict disciplinary action of the school. So he left the school. Okay. The previous year, Albert's parents had moved to Milan and left their son with relatives. And finally, parents left the boy Albert Einstein with their relatives and they went to Milan. After prolonged discussion, Einstein got his wish to continue his education in German-speaking Switzerland, in a city which was more liberal than Munich. Actually, problem with Albert Einstein was the strict regimentation of the school in Munich. Now he is studying in a German-speaking Switzerland. There things are liberal, not strict. Opposite of strict is liberal. Okay. So Einstein was highly gifted in, you can see the picture of Einstein here. Einstein was highly gifted in mathematics. Okay, underline. So in which subject was he gifted? Mathematics. And which subject he was interested? Physics. And later, finishing school, he decided to study at university in Zurich. But science wasn't the only thing that appealed. What is appealed? Attracted. You can write down. Appealed means attracted the dashing young man, the dynamic young man with walrus mustache. What do you mean by walrus? Very large. You can see the mustache of Albert Einstein. So photo taken when he was at the age of 21. Okay. His photo taken at the age of 21 here. So you see the thick mustache, the walrus mustache. And when he was 76, another photo is taken. Photo taken in the year 1955. That means 21 plus 55, 76 years old. Okay. So these are the two photos. Okay. Now today we will wind up here. Dear children, I think you got some idea about Einstein. When was he born? 14 March 1879. Where was he born? German city of Ulm. What did his mother think about him? That he was a freak. Who is a freak? A person, a boy who behaves in a strange, unusual way. Because his head was very big. And at what age did he start speaking? 2.5-year-old. And there was a real incident that was noted by one of the historian, that the boy broke everybody's silence once in a supper table by saying the soup was too hot. When parents asked, "Why, my son, you did not talk about it earlier?" the boy said, "By then it was everything in order." So, dear children, when he was studying in a school, a headmaster said, whatever subject he chose, it wouldn't matter because he was not going to make any success in any of the subject. But you know that he became a great physicist later in his life, right? And at what age did he start learning the musical instrument violin? 6. Who demanded him to do that? His mother, right? And when he was a school-going child, at the age he did not like the strict regimentation of the school at Munich, so he left the school at the age of 15. Later on, he started continuing his education in a German-speaking Switzerland. Okay, he was very much interested in physics, but gifted in mathematics. And later on, he decided to study in a university in Zurich, right? And science was in the only subject that appealed to the dashing young man with the walrus mustache. So, dear children, tomorrow we will continue with the lesson, and till then, keep on reading loudly and also silent reading. Both will help you a lot. And write down the difficult words in the first few pages of your notebook. Then only start writing the question answers. We will meet again tomorrow. Have a nice day ahead. Bye.